In the heart of a quiet seacoast, an ancient oak stood tall under the moonlit sky. For 365 years, it had witnessed the changing seasons, the lives of countless creatures, and the beauty of the world. Its golden leaves rustled softly, as if whispering secrets of the ages. The oak tree reflects on its long life and the fleeting existence of the ephemeral creatures around it. Have you ever thought about the passage of time and how different creatures experience it? The oak gazed up at the stars, its branches reaching high, knowing it had stood the test of time. It had felt the earth beneath its roots, the weight of countless seasons. How lucky I am to have lived all these years, it thought. What would you reflect on if you had lived for centuries? Winter had come, covering the seacoast with a quiet blanket of snow. The oak stood unmoving, its branches heavy with frost. The silence was deep, yet peaceful. The oak felt no fear, for it knew that its time had come. In the stillness, have you ever wondered how fleeting life can feel? In its dream, the oak saw spring return. Flowers bloomed, birds filled the air with songs of hope, and the sun cast its warm light once more. The oak stood proud, its branches full of life. Can you picture a time when life was reborn around you, when everything seemed full of possibility? In its dream, the oak remembered a time when children used to gather around it, playing and laughing. They ran around its trunk, climbed its branches, and sang songs of happiness. The oak felt their energy and joy, and for a moment, it was young again. Have you ever experienced a moment of pure happiness that made you feel timeless? The oak dreamed of its leaves falling gently to the earth, returning to the soil to nourish new life. Its spirit would live on in every new seed, every sapling that grew in its place. Life would continue, as it always had. Do you feel a sense of peace, knowing that all things, even in their end, have a place in the cycle of life? As the first light of dawn touched the seacoast, the oak's spirit was ready to rest. But just before it did, a storm came, shaking its branches and howling through the air. The winds blew fiercely, and the sea crashed against the shore. But the oak stood strong, one last time. Then, the storm passed, and the oak finally rested in peace. The earth welcomed it back, and the wind carried its spirit to the stars. Do you ever think about how your legacy will live on after you're gone? In the oak's place, a young sapling grew, its tiny leaves reaching toward the sky. The seacoast, though forever changed, was still alive with life. Flowers bloomed, birds sang, and the world moved forward. And though the oak was gone, its memory lived on in every breeze, every leaf, and every new beginning. Can you see it? The quiet beauty in life's constant renewal.